Annette Simmons, The Story Factor, Inspiration, Influence, and Persuasion Through the Art of Storytelling. Embark on an inspiring journey to the art of storytelling where The Story Factor by Annette Simmons teaches techniques to inspire, influence, and persuade audiences by employing the power of stories. Discover how a well-crafted story can simplify the complexity of the world, offer valuable lessons, and bring a lasting impact in various situations. The book summary will guide you through methods to improve your storytelling skills, present compelling narratives, build trust, and captivate an audience of diverse age groups.
The power of storytelling. Stories have the power to simplify the world and help us understand complicated situations better. A good story provides a plot that helps listeners organize their thoughts and apply lessons to multiple situations. Direct guidance applies only to one situation and loses relevance, while the lessons of a good story can be adapted to fit various scenarios. Stories are effective because they help individuals make sense of their personal problems and frustrations. For instance, telling a story about someone else can influence a person to become polite and professional in their communication. Therefore, even though stories are an indirect way of relaying a point, they can be much more powerful than the direct truth. Enacting the perfect storytelling play. When telling a story, your voice, gestures, facial expressions, and sensory descriptions are all crucial components that can transport your listeners to a different world. Use your hands and facial expressions to add meaning and emotion to your words. Create vivid sensory experiences in their imagination to make them feel like they're present in the story. Adding irrelevant but concrete details can also make your story more memorable. Rather than focusing on names and numbers, focus on sensory experiences like smells or sounds. Remember that your story is a play, and you're the actor, and use that mindset to bring your story to life. The art of influence. To successfully influence your audience, tell 6 different types of stories, including stories about yourself, your vision, and values in action. To truly influence your audience, you need to be a master storyteller. There are 6 different stories that you should tell to make your message more convincing. First, introduce yourself and explain why you are there. This establishes trust with your audience. Second, explain your purpose for speaking. Next, you should tell them a story that relates to the vision you have for the future. Inspire your employees or audience members to have a desire for your goal by making it personal and relatable. The fourth story you should tell is one that educates. Use a story to explain a process or teach a lesson, rather than just providing a list of instructions. The fifth story should be about values in action. Use a story to illustrate how your values translate into real, tangible actions. The final story should be one that anticipates your audience's objections or concerns. By addressing these points directly, you build even more trust and credibility with your audience, making them feel more at ease. In conclusion, effective storytelling is the key to successful influence. By using these 6 different types of stories, you can effectively connect with your audience and leave a lasting impact. The power of storytelling. In the book, the author emphasizes the importance of storytelling in influencing people. The main reason people respond to stories is that they help to overcome suspicions, allowing you to bypass distrust and frame the audience on your side. Secondly, stories create a connection with the audience, making people feel acknowledged and ultimately more cooperative. Finally, when people hear a story, they automatically feel more comfortable and become less analytical. This state of relaxation creates a hypnotic effect that allows the story to stick in their heads for a long time, influencing their actions as if it had happened to them. The author urges readers to harness the power of storytelling to achieve their desired outcomes. Influencing your audience. To influence an audience that may be unwilling or disinterested, you need to understand that their opinions have valid reasons and remain positive. Acknowledge their views, and tell stories that work around their negativity. By focusing on hope and sharing personal narratives, you can inspire action. Story listening. The other side of storytelling. The art of listening is equally important as storytelling when it comes to influencing others. By actively listening to someone's story, you can understand their opinions, arguments, and true feelings. An attentive ear can lead to reflection, and ultimately, a change in their position that benefits you. For example, instead of telling a customer why a Toyota is the best car, a salesperson should listen to the customer's reasons for hating Toyotas. This allows the customer to articulate their concerns as well as reconsider any unfounded criticisms. By engaging in story listening, salespeople can influence customers while building a bond based on a shared experience. The art of storytelling. Sharing stories is an art, and to master it, one must avoid 3 critical mistakes. Firstly, never act superior to your audience. Trust that your listeners are capable of thinking for themselves, and instead, connect with them through shared interests and personal experiences. Secondly, never bore your listeners. Entice them with colorful and bizarre details that lead them to the main point. Lastly, never scare or guilt-trip people. Positive emotions are the key to making lasting changes. Just like Abraham Lincoln believed, making enemies into friends is a much more powerful tool than destroying them. Remember these don'ts, and your stories will be captivating and memorable. The transformative power of storytelling. The ability to tell a compelling story not only makes you more influential and persuasive, but it also changes the way you view the world. By seeing your life as a story with yourself as the protagonist, you can shift your focus to positive narratives. As a storyteller, you'll start to approach problems differently, knowing that even the most difficult challenges can be overcome. Additionally, the stories you tell have the power to influence the lives of those around you. Therefore, it's essential to be mindful of the narratives you're creating. For instance, Hitler's fearmongering stories had devastating consequences, leading to the Holocaust. Thus, storytelling comes with great power and responsibility. The power of story thinking. The most valued thinking skills in the world are often rational and critical. However, author Glenn Kurtz argues that there's another kind of thinking that can be beneficial for storytellers: story thinking. While pure rational thought aims to eliminate ambiguity and emotions, story thinking embraces them as it encourages people to frame problems and situations as stories. This approach broadens one's perspective, improves storytelling skills, and helps identify stories all around us. By sharing emotions and forgetting the rules, storytellers can better interact with their audience. Story thinking also dissuades individuals from trying to be too objective, since audiences can relate to subjective experiences much better. As it promotes creative intelligence and a better imagination, story thinking is more of an art form than a science. With this kind of thinking, storytellers can evoke change in society.
The story factor proves the true value of using storytelling to inspire and persuade audiences, benefiting both professional and personal aspects of life. By incorporating 6 distinct stories: personal background, purpose, shared vision, learning, values, and action, and addressing audience concerns, it not only builds trust but leaves a lasting impact on the listener's mind. Story listening complements storytelling by deepening connections and opening up new perspectives. Remember to respect your audience, keep them engaged, and use positive emotions. Embrace the power and responsibility of storytelling, and infuse creativity through story thinking. Doing so will enrich your relationships, unlock innovative solutions, and provide a greater sense of purpose in life.